Hey everyone, Team UDF here for another ZQuest the Guide episode. Today we actually do something with these Armos Knights. Last time we discovered what under combos were, how they worked, and tested it out. Today we actually want to do something with these Armos Knights. So we're going to go to the room type, we're going to make it a special item room, and we're going to have Link get bombs here. And what we're going to do is we actually want Link to get the bombs from one of the Armos Knights when the Armos Knight moves. How do we do that? Well, we go to these handy tools, go to flags, and this flag, Armos implies item, is what you want, number 10. So select it, click OK, and throw it right over the statue. And you can now see that flag has appeared over the Armos Knight. Just right-click to get out of that. And to toggle to see what flags you have on the screen, you can hit the F key. Oh, 10's there, 10's not, 10's there, 10's not. Hooray! So now what this basically means is when Link walks in and he touches the Armos Knight leaves, there will be bombs under the Armos Knight. However, let's say we want to give this screen a second purpose. Let's say we also want Link to be able to get some money here. I mean, like kind of with the cave thing. Like we had the cave item for the sword down here, we kind of want a cave item for the money. But in order to do that, now we would have to be able to set the room type to special item, which is fine, but the catch-all we already selected is the bomb normal. So we can't really have him warp to screen 80 and collect that money too easily, can we? Well, what we can do is kind of a neat technique that I'm actually swiping from another tutorial that I saw a long time ago. However, I do think this is kind of handy because it kind of opens up some other doors for you guys. So I do want to show you this technique as well. Credit to this one goes to Big Dip on a Bus. So what we want to do is, we're going to go back to Tools and Flags. This time we're going to select Armos implies secret. And we've only got one other Armos Knight here, so let's go ahead and throw that flag over the Armos Knight. So now this Armos Knight, when it moves, will trigger the secret. What secret, you may ask? Go to Data, Secret Combos. It will trigger the Stairs combo. And like before in the last episode, just scroll on up here, select the Stair combo, hit OK, and there you go. You've got yourself a staircase ready to go. So when Link moves, the staircase will appear. How does he go somewhere? Well, we'll have to tile warp somewhere. Where do we tile warp to? We can't tile warp to screen 80 because that won't let us do anything. At this point, what we're actually going to do is we're just going to steal this entire screen and make a new copy. So hit the C button. You now have copied the whole screen. Scroll all the way up to some screen you don't think you're going to use, like maybe 7F or 0. Let's just pick 0. Hit V to paste it. And it looks screwy now, but just scroll down and back up and the correct colors are there again. Now, since this isn't going to be a screen 80, if Link walks into this screen, when he walks out, he's going to automatically scroll to screen 10 because that's the screen below 0. So instead, what we want to be able to do is warp Link back to this screen 68 that we've got down here. So how do we do that? Well, tile warps can go both ways. So first of all, let's set our blue tile, make him like appear here when he comes back. But let's set our tile warp to go to that cave. Actually, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do that just yet because if we do that now, when Link warps to this cave screen, it's still going to be on the overworld D map. So it'll still have the overworld attributes, like it'll have the color of the overworld and it'll have the music of the overworld. We don't really want that because caves tend to have no music or some custom music. So, you know what it's time to do? It's actually time to make a new D map. We're going to select D map 1 here. Just kind of name it whatever you want, caves or something. And for caves, you want to make sure the level is 10. 1 through 8 is reserved for the Triforce dungeons, and level 9 is reserved for special things like Ganon and whatnot. For caves, you want to do level 10, not actually 0. And you do want to make the type a cave as well, and you can just leave it on map 1. It does not matter that we have two different D maps on the same actual map. We could have all 255 of them if we somehow wanted. The appearance now we actually have to do something with, and at this point, if you have a custom tile set, you're going to have to experiment with all the color options that are given to you because they're not as straightforward as they are in the NES tile set. So for now, what we want to do is we want to select caves, and it kind of glitches out on mine for some reason, but it is selected on caves, and you can just title it if you want, I don't know, caves or something. Don't have to mess with the music if you don't want to, don't have to mess with the subscreen maps. Gonna hit OK, done, save. So now Link can tile warp We want an entrance-exit type this time, and he's going to go to DMAP1 caves, and we can leave that alone because it is indeed screen 0. And you can confirm this by hitting the go button, and look, now we've appeared in screen 0. That means that that's Link's destination. Where does he appear? Well, right now he's going to appear in this corner because it's not screen 80, so we actually want to move the tiles. And I just tend to set them both if I'm like doing something entrance-exit wise, because it's like, why not, you know, whatever. So there's the blue tile and there's the green tile. And now this time we have to do things differently. You'll remember I made that big deal in the last episode that we had to set the information about the guy and the message and all that on this screen. However, this one's different in that we're actually going to be setting the information on the destination screen this time. Because like I said earlier, screen 68's information is already taken up. We already made it a special item room and we already said to give the bombs to Link. So this time, since Link is going to an entirely different DMAP, we can just set the information on screen 0 itself. So let's go to room type, and we're actually going to use a different room type. We're going to use secret money. Secret money! Click OK, and now the catch-all is just enter the amount. So we're going to say 20 rupees or something. And for those of you that don't remember, the catch-all is the letter A for the hotkey. It's always something different for each different screen type. So we want the amount to be 20 rupees maybe. And remember to set your guy or maybe the merchant. And select your message string. I already made one. You guys can take the time now to make your message string and select it. I'm just going to save in the meantime. So now when Link appears on the screen, he'll talk to the guy. The guy will say the message, and he's going to give Link 20 rupees. Hooray! That's fantastic. But now remember what I said, when Link leaves, he's going to go to screen 10. How we remedy that is we have to set a side warp. This is the first side warp we're actually going to use. So go ahead and go into it. It's almost the same as a tile warp, except you see this trigger thing down here. All the trigger thing means is, what direction does Link have to leave the screen in order for that warp to be activated? And as you can tell, the only opening in the screen is down, so highlight the down thing. You do want him to go to the overworld, and you're going to want it to be another entrance-exit. I think one other will work as well, but remember to set it to screen 68 in any case. And again, you can confirm it, hit the go button, there we are. We've set everything at this point. Okay, at this point I think I'm going to save the testing for the end of the video. For now though, let's make our two screens up here worth a little more, because we can kind of make them prettier and stuff like that, even though it's just the NES tile set. First of all, what we can do is we can actually add ocean sounds and stuff, so let's go to Data, Screen Data, and whenever you feel like it, you can have the ocean serve sound effects checked. And every time you come on the screen, you'll hear like some ocean noises and whatnot. Let's do it over here as well, just to kind of give them a bit more life. The other thing you can do is you can actually make grass in this version of Zelda Classic. So if you scroll down a bit, you'll eventually find this tall grass combo set. And so just go ahead and select it and start dumping it around wherever you want Link to be able to cut some grass and farm for hearts or rupees or whatever have you. Of course, since it's like the traditional NES stuff, everything's pretty much a square, so it looks kind of boring, but that's okay. So now Link can cut that down with his sword because it's the tall grass combo, but now this kind of changes our under combo thing a bit. So if you don't want it to just disappear, you could just select this here, kind of make it look like there's something left behind when Link cuts it. So now change the under combo to this tile if you want. And even though when the Armos Knight moves, that means that'll appear under the Armos as well, that's kind of okay because you can kind of reason that the Armos might be crushing the grass or something, I don't know. It still kind of fits in my opinion. What I'm going to do though is border this. I have decided to border this up, so let's go ahead and do that. We may come back later and add something more to it, but for now we're going to border it up. So that'll be it for this screen. We could add some enemies if we wanted as well, like maybe some moblins or something. I'm going to add a couple moblins. Add like 3 moblins, because you've already got the Armos on the screen. There's plenty going on the screen now. Let's head over here, and now it's time to finish what we were doing with this combo rather here. As you've probably guessed, we're going to make it go boom! How do we do that? Go to Tools, Flags, and let's head over to Bomb Any, hit OK, and put it right over there. So that when Link bombs that, it'll turn into something else. What does it turn into? Go back to that secret combos page, and now head to the bomb tab. And you can make it look like what you want. Let's go to CSET 3. I know there's a specific one that's best for it. I don't remember where it's at, though. Whoops. So for now, we can probably just take this one. It kind of looks like there's some remains or something there. And I tend to do it for the super bomb as well, like just in case the player happens to come upon this trigger first with the super bomb. You know, I don't want it turning into a black square, so I just tend to set them both. So now when Link bombs that, it will turn to the debris stuff, and it will stay like that permanently, unless you do something wonky. Wonky! And for now, we're going to select our trees, and we're actually going to go ahead and make a new screen. So I'm going to come over here, make sure we don't have any misaligned tiles or anything, although I think I'm going to change what I do for this particular screen. But for now, yeah, you know what? I am going to change what I do for the screen. This is going to be the end of our ocean. In fact, I'm going to end it a little prematurely here. I'm going to start making some mountainous thingamajigs of doom. We're going to have the mountainous thingamajigs go all the way. They probably should be a little further in as well, but that's okay. For the purpose of the tutorial, this is fine. You know what? Let's just bring them down here as well. We'll go 3 across instead of 2. And we'll leave that tree there because I do have something specific in mind for this tree. So start drawing. And alright. It's kind of good. And what I'm also going to do is purposely do something like this. Alright, now let's fill in with some standard ground or something. Right click and hit replace. And there we have a shiny new screen. And what I want on this shiny new screen is I want 20 more rupees for Link. But I want them directly on the screen. So what I did is I hit I. If you go to data, select the item that will appear right on the screen. I'm going to hit R to scroll all the way down. And select the 20 rupee. Hit OK, but wait a minute, it's appeared in this corner here. What the crap, Team UDF? Well, that's where this handy rupee thing comes in and actually does something now. And it's not just, it's kind of just convenience that it also happens to be a rupee, but it works for any item. So click this and place it where you want. And I want it down here. So when Link pops up on the screen, that money is going to appear there unless I say otherwise through some kind of screen data. Like, if I want Link to have to kill all the enemies for that item to appear, I would check the enemies implies item box. But I'm not going to do anything like that in this screen. I just want the 20 to be sitting there ready to go, ready for Link to pick it up. However, there's going to be a small catch here. That small catch is going to be that he cannot easily access the money. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to set a trap for Link. So we're going to go to data and enemy flags. And what we're actually going to put on this screen are falling rocks. So rocks are going to fall from these mountains here and try to crush poor Link as he makes a mad dash through these woods to get this money. We are cruel, cruel people. No, we're not. Yes, we are. Anyway. And the rocks will always spawn. You don't have to do anything special for them. Well, actually, we're almost out of time again. See, I don't know. I can't seem to get a lot done in one episode, so hopefully you guys got something out of this one. But let's go ahead and test everything now as we've set it. Let's go to our... Let's actually grab the controller as well. Okay, now we're going to want the sword again. See, I'm trying to get to your questions, but sometimes, like, in order to answer one question, I do want to show something else off. So I'm, like, getting there. I'm just not getting there fast enough, like... Okay, so there's our ocean sounds. Ow. Dead. They have dead. But they are still fresh in my mind, so don't worry, there's our grass. So now we could, pretty much farm on this map, on this screen. Ooh, and I might want to change those moblins to Octoroks or something, because you're kind of meant to get the bombs from the Armos Knight. I didn't think about that. So grab the bombs. Get out of the way. Get the Armos Knight out of the way. Let's go inside and see if this works. Yep. Take this money. What do I need it for? I live in a freaking cave. We got 20 rupees. So there's that. Leave the screen. Let's check this out over here. We can't get past it. Whatever will we do? We will bomb it. There we go. Now we can come over here to see our falling rocks. Just kind of mowing down the trees / shrubs. Now we can get the money and successfully escape, but we're going to do something else with that on the next episode, in which I can also hopefully get to one of the first questions that was ever asked to me. I'm kind of like building up to it at this point, so it's almost like a suspense kind of thing. Well, we are eventually going to be getting to it, and that'll be for next time. And I am going to just go ahead and make another episode right now, because I haven't made any in the past week or so, and you guys deserve some bonus footage for the 2,000 subs week special anyway. So, thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you next time for more ZQuest Guide, and I have also a couple bonus videos headed your way after I'm done with this recording session, so stay tuned!